Hi guys, Yanko with VMS here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a Cuban sandwich. My girlfriend wants one, so I'm going to make her one. So if you guys come this way, some Mr. Rogers music. Alright, cool. Hi, this is my kitchen. So to make a Cuban sandwich, very simple ingredients. You go to places, they try to make it fancy, adding special stuff. No. Very simple. Bread, mustard, pickles, ham, usually Swiss cheese, but really your cheese preference is fine. We have provolone. I'm going to use provolone, but Swiss cheese, and the Cuban leftover leg or meat or whatever you want to call it. What do you call it? The lechón, right? So I have made a pork leg, maybe like 5 years ago, and so I have my leftovers right here, which I'll show you right now. Doesn't look very appetizing because there's a lot of the fat and stuff when it freezes. It gets like that, but that's the pork leg. If you do not have pork leg or Cuban pork leg the way I did it, it's really easy to do like a substitute. What you could do is just go to like a Michoacana market or a Cuban market where they sell pulled pork meat, and you get some of that pulled pork meat and you throw it on the skillet and you cook it. Yeah, a little bit of this, just a little bit, not too much of this. A little bit more of this, and I would say, I guess I would do a size amount, maybe like 1/4 cup of this and like a 1/2 cup of this, something like that. And you'll see it like frying with the meat, and you just move it around so that the meat, because it's a really dry meat, the pulled pork, it'll absorb these flavors. Once it's absorbed, you're good to go. You got essentially Cuban pork leg, kind of. It'll work. So I already have my pork leg, so I'm going to microwave my pork leg. So I'm gonna get a bowl just to heat it up. Normally, we have like some kind of Cuban bread or like sandwich bread. What would you call it? Like French bread. There you go. It's like a French bread, the big one. You can make a sandwich out of it. But we don't have any of that. And Natalie likes wheat bread, so we're gonna use just regular sandwich bread for her. So I want to get an amount of meat that would make a sandwich. Not too much, not too little. Just enough for a sandwich, right? So I'm gonna get this right here. I'm gonna nuke it. You see all them juices. Yum. Okay, so we pretty much have most of our ingredients here. We have the bread over here. So you want to toast your bread in a skillet because you have to do it with butter. It's just part of the way you do it. You have to toast it and squish it down with all the ingredients in it, right? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start toasting our bread. We're gonna get these breads. We're gonna toast only one side of the bread, which is gonna be the inside of the sandwich. And then once we've built our sandwich, we're gonna like panini style toast the outside of it. So this is what you're looking for, toasty bread. I'll put the second one in there. So, yeah, mustard. Any kind of mustard. Regular mustard is the traditional, but you can use Dijon. Want to get fancy with it? Yeah. And this is a mustardy sandwich, so you want to make sure you get enough of that in there. So, like I was saying, I mean, it normally is with pickles, but really what you're looking for is that vinegary flavor, right? So, one of my buddies threw me into these pickled banana pepper rings, and they're really good. And I tried one already with this, and it's awesome. They're not spicy. They give it that vinegary, pickly flavor you're looking for. So that works. Anything that has, it's pretty much a vinegar will work. I'll put the banana peppers in there now, just so they stick to the bread. Is that good enough or no more? That's fine. So, normally that would be pickles, but we're getting the pickly flavor from this. So the ham, it should be ham. It's a pork sandwich, right? But here we eat a little bit differently. We really usually don't buy pork meat or anything like that, just to reduce the sodium levels. Because, I'm not really in the most best physical shape. But anyway, we're only going to use one ham. I'll heat that up. Alright, once it gets a little toasty like that, I'm going to flip it. We're gonna get our meat. We're gonna shred it in there. I like shredding it because if you leave it as a whole piece, it becomes hard to bite off the sandwich sometimes and it gets messy. So if you shred it, it's easier to just take bites out of it. Okay. So now I'm gonna bring the heat back up. Cover up our sandwich. So, and we're gonna do panini style grilling. So,
Oh, you forgot the avocado slices, or is that not part of it?
Avocado. It's all, you can. I mean, people add stuff to the sandwich. If you go to like fancy restaurants, they'll add things like that, like avocado or
Bacon.
Or, that's not a traditional Cuban sandwich. This is a traditional. I mean, I replaced the pickles with this, but it's still pretty traditional. You know what I mean? It's still like, aside from the bread and I guess the pickles, this is essentially what it needs. Once you start adding things beyond what it needs, it's no longer a Cuban sandwich. Like if you start adding avocado, lettuce, and stuff like that, you're ruining it. Want to make sure it's toasty on the other side. So I'm going to take it off. Nice stick of butter.
Oh, man overboard! Man overboard!
Help me, help me.
Here comes the Loch Ness Monster.
Sorry. No one said you can't have fun when you cook. And there you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make a Cuban sandwich by Yanko from BMS. Peace out, guys.
A los cubanos, botella de ron, tabaco a mano, chicas por doquier, ponche el cacebuano.
Don't judge me.